This lecture is on adding polynomials, so we will proceed by example since we have some practice with adding polynomials already. Simplify the given polynomial expression and arrange the terms reasonably. Alright, so when you see expressions that have parentheses and terms inside those parentheses, multiple terms, see if you have anything outside the parentheses or any exponents or any negative signs. If you don't, then drop the parentheses. So we have equals 7x y squared minus 3x squared y plus 6x cubed plus negative 3x cubed. Well, that's the same thing as minus 3x cubed plus 2x squared y minus x cubed. And then starting with your first term, note that it's xy squared. So pick a variable. We're going to go with alphabetical order. So x is first and then highest powers of x. So x to the first x squared, x cubed, 3x cubes. Let's underline those. And then powers of, second powers of x, x squared terms. Here, here. Well, that just leaves this term with x. So we rearrange them. Negative 3x squared y. Well, no, first we're going to put the 6x cubed, the x cubed terms. So 6x cubed minus 3x cubed minus x cubed. Then the x squared terms, minus 3x squared y plus 2x squared y. Then the x, this last term by itself, plus 7xy squared. Then we'll combine like terms here. So 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2x cubed. Here we have minus 3 plus 2 from the x squared y terms. So that's minus x squared y. And then plus 7xy squared. And that is our answer. Next up, simplify the given polynomial expression and arrange the terms reasonably. Okay. Well, again, drop the parentheses, rewrite what you have. Negative 6a squared b plus 3ab squared minus 6b cubed plus 4a cubed minus 8a squared b plus 2ab squared. Then group like terms, so powers of a. So we see a cubed here. That will go first, and then a squareds. Then terms with one factor of a. Then we have a b cubed term, no factors of a. So 4a cubed, right, rather I should triple underline these. These terms with one factor of a. So 4a cubed first. Then minus 6a squared. a squared b minus 8a squared b. And then the terms with ab squared, so plus 3ab squared plus 2ab squared. And then the b cubed term minus b cubed. So single underline the 4a cubed term from here. I'll double underline these to show that they came from here and here. And I'll triple underline these. You don't have to do this. This is just for educational purposes to show how the groupings are arranged. So these terms come to here. Then ignore the variables of the like terms and just carry out the operation between the numbers, the coefficients. So you forget the a squared b's. Negative 6 minus 8, negative 14. So this equals 4a cubed, nothing to combine with a cubes, minus 14a squared b. Over here, the ab squared terms, ignore them, 3 plus 2, 5. Minus b cubed. And this is our answer. Okay, now we want to look at distributing minus signs. So the negative of something is negative a. Likewise, the negative of a sum is negative a minus b. So this minus sign here distributes through to each term. And we get minus 5x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus 3x squared minus 8x plus 7. That's it. You just use the opposite, it turns into the opposite sign. Again, distribute the negative, so show your distribution arrows. So the negative of negative 6a squared is positive 6a squared. Opposite of negative 5a squared b is positive 5a squared b. And then here we have minus ab squared plus 8b squared. Simplify the given expression, arrange terms reasonably. So in this case, we can drop the parentheses right off the bat on the first expression. 7a squared b plus 2ab squared minus 7b cubed. Then notice we have a negative outside of this parenthetical term. So the negative distributes to each term inside the parentheses, and we get negative of negative 8a cubed is plus 8a cubed, and then plus 2a squared b, and then plus 7ab squared. Now you combine like terms. So highest powers of a Next highest powers of A. And lowest powers of A. Then a term with no A. So we get 8A cubed. Then from here and here, we get 9A squared B. Here and here, we get 9AB squared. And then lastly, minus 7B cubed. So I'll carry the underlinings over to help make the connection between the previous terms and their sums. So this is our answer. Well, likewise here, we have negative 5x y squared minus 6x squared y plus 2x cubed. Then the negative distributes to each term in the next parenthesis. And we get minus 6x cubed plus 5x squared y plus 4x cubed. Okay, so x is first in the alphabet, and so we will find here, here, here. And then these x squared y terms will combine. It looks like it's it. So we get 2 minus 6. Well, let's arrange them. 2x cubed minus 6x cubed plus 4x cubed. And then minus 6x squared y plus 5x squared y. And then minus 5xy squared. So then you can rewrite it with just the coefficients and their operations. So positive 2 minus 6 plus 4. And then whatever the coefficient of those like terms, or the variable for those coefficients, is right down on the outside. And here we would have plus, since this is negative 6, you have negative 6, and this is positive 5, so plus 5. And then whatever the variable factors are. And then this term has no other like terms. Then do the arithmetic. 2 minus 6 is negative 4. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So x cubed terms are 0 or disappear. And then negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. So we get negative x squared y minus 5xy squared. All right. Adding and subtracting functions. So let's add these given functions and then simplify and arrange terms reasonably. So f of x plus g of x is equal to 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So all of that is the expression for f of x, and then plus the expression for g of x, 9x squared plus 3x minus 8. This is f, this is g. Well, then just drop your parentheses. Even before that, we can underline like terms, x squared terms, x terms, and then the constant terms. So we get 2x squared plus 9x squared, and then negative 3x plus 3x. And negative 9 minus 8. And so that is 11x squared minus 17. Now subtract the given functions. Do f of x minus g of x. So f of x minus g of x would be 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. So all of that is f of x. And then minus, well, if you're substituting in g of x, it's an expression, you need parentheses. So minus parentheses, and then the expression for g, 9x squared plus 3x minus 8. So that's g of x. Right. So we are going to have to distribute that negative through the parentheses right here. And then we get 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. And minus 9's x squared minus 3x minus minus 8 plus 8 minus negative 8 plus 8. So we have x squared terms, 2x squared minus 9x squared, and some x terms, negative 3x minus 3x, and some constant terms, negative 9 plus 8. Well, that works out to be 2 minus 9 for the x squared terms, negative 7x squared. And for the x terms, negative 3 minus 3, well, negative 6, negative 6x. And then for the constant terms, negative 9 plus 8, negative 1. So f of x minus g of x is negative 7x squared minus 6x minus 1. Okay, determine the area of the rectangle by summing the area of its parts, as pictured below. So what you want to do is break it up into its 4 components. So this is area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. So we have area 1 is x times x. Then area 2 is, this here is x, and this length is 8. So 8 times x. Then area 3 is 5 times x. And lastly, area 4 has sides 5 and 8. So 5 times 8. So the area is equal to, well, back up here, notice that x times x is x squared. 8 times x, well, we'll just say 8x. 5 times x, 5x. 5 times 8, 40. So the area is going to be the sum of all of those sub-rectangles. So we get x squared plus 8x plus 5x plus 40. So we can say that area is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 5x, 13x, 13x, and plus 40. Right. That concludes this lecture.